All right, let's talk about Auburn quarterback Hank Brown and the keys for him to have success against Arkansas's defense. There's three or four main keys for Hank Brown to have success and going up against Arkansas's defense. But before we look at Hank Brown, we got a few clips we're going to watch of Brown. I want to look at a few clips of Arkansas's defense as well and talk about what they could potentially throw at Hank Brown. Looking at Arkansas's defense, my biggest theme or question going into the game is what will they dial up? I don't have a great grasp on what their identity is. They typically, they've only blitzed, what is it? I have the numbers in front of me. They've only blitzed, or against Jacob Zeno, the quarterback for UAB, they only blitzed 28% of his dropbacks. So a lot of times they just bring three or four guys, your D lineman, and drop 7 or 8 guys. So they haven't had a ton of pressure. If you look at their stats, they've had 45 pressures in 3 games. That looks great, but like half of those stats were against UAPB. They didn't get a ton against UAB. They didn't get a ton against Oklahoma State. So I'm kind of up in the air what they're going to do against, second starting quarterback making a second career start. So we're going to look at a few clips of Arkansas and then talk about Hank Brown and what talk about his theme and what we think the keys to success are for him. If this is your first time tuning in, we are not in our normal spot, so I apologize. The audio is not great if you're a new Auburn fan. Also, we put out a Hank Brown video a few days ago showing his best throws, if you want to go check that out. Okay, so you're going to see Arkansas. They just bring 4. They do have a delayed blitz on the 5th guy. Once they see, so this backer, he sees the back stays in, so then they just bring the backer here. But there's a lot of space. So Zeno hits his guy in stride. I believe this ends up being a touchdown, actually. Let's see. Yeah, hits his guy in stride. So if you're Hank Brown, right, if Arkansas drops 7 or 8, they're probably going to try to confuse you somehow, some way. So accurate passes, hitting your guys in stride. And once we get to Hank Brown's keys, I think all this will make more sense. I think he scored them. Maybe I was wrong. All right, clip number 2. We're going to see Arkansas just bring 4. We're going to see an open receiver come through. Again, not a ton of pressure. You would think Arkansas would be able to get more pressure. They have a good defensive line. At least I thought they did going in. But they haven't got a ton of pressure. Yes, maybe they just haven't shown much. Again, I don't know. Maybe they haven't shown much. But they've played 2 really close games, so there's not really much to hide per se. But just another clip of Arkansas only bringing, let's see, so I apologize, of Arkansas. Let's get this here. Boom. Arkansas just bringing 4 here. You do see they stunt. Again, they do have talent, but like plenty of time. UAB good protection. We're going to see receiver coming over here for an open throw, right? So takeaways, when I'm watching 2 clips of Arkansas, don't have a great grasp on what they're going to do. I don't think they have an identity either. I think they're kind of still searching what their main identity is. But I think it's definitely fair to say they're going to try to confuse Hank Brown. I think you're going to see one thing pre-snap, something else post-snap. Maybe they bring more pressure. Maybe they dial it up a bit more with a quarterback making a second career start. I don't know. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. Arkansas traditionally will only bring 3 or 4 and sit back 7 or 8 and let the quarterback make a mistake, try to lure a quarterback into making a mistake. So if you're Hank Brown, you want to avoid that. So we're going to look at 3 clips of Hank Brown. Again, if you watch our best throws, you're going to see a few of these throws of Brown. But I think they do a good job demonstrating the type of throws he needs to make against Arkansas on the keys, right? So the keys for Hank Brown. What's a good theme going into Arkansas? Well, if I'm the coach, if I'm trying to have the exact blueprint, the exact template that you had against New Mexico, against Arkansas, he was able to he took what the defense gave him. He gave the receivers the chance to make plays, and then there was a vertical shot. I think that vertical component was pretty big for Arkansas to open up the playbook a bit more. Now I get it, you're playing against Arkansas, much better defense and better athletes than New Mexico, but I still think you can follow that template if you're Hank Brown. Follow the exact same template that you had. And while you improve and develop and work on some of the throws that were off against New Mexico, try to improve against Arkansas. So, number 1, give your wideouts a chance. So this is a touchdown, top of the screen, a slant. You're going to see it's good coverage, but the Auburn receiver bodies the DB. This is a little RPO, you can tell, because linemen are going downfield. He has what he wants here. Brown's got what he wants here. Freezes the defender right here, the threat of the run game, and then Brown throws a nice accurate ball. And there were a few other throws I could have shown of receivers making plays, like that one deep ball that Brown had that was underthrown. The receiver made a nice play, but I think this is a good example too. Again, the receivers bodying out the DB, giving Brown a nice throw, just hit him in his chest, let the receiver do the rest, right? So I'm taking some shots. I'm trusting my receivers. The only caveat here is you just want to make sure you're not putting the ball in a dangerous position, right? Give your receivers a chance to make a play without the threat of an interception. Okay, let me move myself here. All right, so key number 1, give your wideouts a chance. Key number 2, push the ball downfield. You definitely saw a more vertical threat with Brown in than Peyton Thorne, right? And again, it was New Mexico, so it could be different against Arkansas. We don't know, but you saw. I'm trying to play it. Okay. I apologize. There we go. Okay, let me go back. I apologize. That's my fault. Okay, so this is the deep ball here. Again, this is broadcast footage, so I do have to slow it down and go slower. So I do apologize for that, but gets the job done. All right, so if I'm getting Hank Brown, you have a vertical threat against New Mexico. He was 3 of 3 of passes thrown 20 yards or more in there. So to beat Arkansas, to try to keep them from trying to disguise too much or confuse you, I think hitting on a vertical shot early in the game could be huge. So here's an example of vertical shot 1, but also play action, right? We saw this play action here. Let's see if I go back. Yeah, you see the play action here because this is point number 2 or 3. I'm sorry. Point number 2, vertical shot. Point number 3, play action. UAB quarterback last week against Arkansas was 8 of 10 for 101 yards, 10.1 yards per attempt on play action. So I think there's some success, some potential success plays off play action. I think Hugh Freeze is able to scheme up some plays off play action, especially the deep balls. Get guys out of position, help make an easy throw for Hank Brown. So we'll see. This is a deep ball. This kind of is key number 2 and key number 3. Vertical threat, push the ball downfield. Again, sorry, it's kind of, okay, here we go. The receivers come back into the screen. So push the ball downfield, but also utilize play action. The quarterback, UAB, was able to have success against Arkansas's defense off play action last week, so try to do that. Because UAB didn't do it as much. Only 28% of their dropbacks, they utilized play action. They had a good amount of success. So if I'm Hank Brown, if I'm Auburn, I see this, I want to try to use play action to see if that gets the defenders out of position. All right, last key. Maybe the most important one, but take what the defense gives you. So we're going to see Brown do a good job going through progressions, dumping the ball off to his receiver, and it ends up being a touchdown here. So take what the defense gives you, especially if Arkansas is going to be dropping back 7 or 8, right? You see New Mexico only brings 4, so there's, 7 defenders covering wideouts, receivers, running backs. This guy's open, underneath throw it to your back, let them do the work. He's able to go in for a touchdown. So nothing sexy here, but you know what? In the stat book, in the box score, that shows up as a 14-yard touchdown pass, even though you just dumped it off to your running back. So again, just to recap Arkansas and their defense, I'm not quite sure what they're going to dial up. I've watched some of their clips this week, and I've been watching them every week for them, and I'm just not sure what their defensive identity is. I do think they're probably going to drop back more guys, 7 or 8 guys, and they rush, but I could be wrong. They could be trying to bring more and confuse Hank Brown. But if you're Hank Brown, I think regardless what Arkansas's defense does, your 3 keys: push the ball downfield. You have a vertical threat, try to do it early just to kind of threaten Arkansas. Take what the defense gives you, utilize play, and then utilize play action and let your receivers go to work. You got to get a receiving core, let your receivers go to work and give them a chance. All right, so if you're an Auburn fan, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you want to see? What do you want to see from Hank Brown against Arkansas? What do you think the keys are for success? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if this is your first time tuning in, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. What's the big SEC Quarterback Hub? We put out SEC quarterback content on a regular basis. So like, share, subscribe. We appreciate it. It helps us grow and continue along. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you next time. Peace.